Girl, I came to vandalize. When I tell you I'm keying cars, I'm popping tires, I'm breaking windows. Baby, I might even rip out your bushes out the damn yard. I came over here to get violent, to get active. Hello everyone, and welcome to a bonus episode of Let Me Just Say This. Listen, this week I'm giving you guys this bonus episode because I missed last week because Auntie was out of town. I was busy, I was with my family, and I was being a bit Castellani. I was being a bit lazy, and I decided not to record last week. I was super busy though. So we're getting a bonus episode this week because I told y'all I was gonna tell you guys about that MAGA man, that MAGA cop that I dealt with, and I was going to spin it with that like red pill shit. But to be honest, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about lust, because the greater overarching reason why I was hunching on that man for so long, longer than I needed to, embarrassingly enough, because I was gonna take this to the grave, girl, is because I like the way he scratched my back. I like the way he scratched my back. So yeah, I continued to hunch on him even after I knew he was a maggot. Ooh, I know. Don't fight me. Don't tussle with me. I know I'm wrong. So let's get right on into the story time. Okay, so story time. This story is gonna start as ratchet as it could possibly start, girl, because why did I meet this man outside of the club? Outside of the club, it had to have been like a little bit before 2 a.m. because the club closed at 2. I think we was outside at like 1:45. And it's me and my homegirl, shout out to Rosa and Amara. We leave out of the club, right? And we're just stalling, waiting for the club to let out. Because, you know, the most fun part of being at the club is when the club closed and everybody outside and everybody just like mingling and the police come and they trying to get everybody out. But I'm, trying to scope out the scenery, right? So we're waiting for the club to let out. And I look to my right with my homegirls, and a little bit up the street, like standing in the road, were like this group of cops. And one of them I saw, it was a chocolate man. He looked fine from the distance. I said, ooh, he fine. I said, ooh. Regina was already like, girl, you see that? What's that over there? Can I pet that dog? Regina was already like, yeah. Bark if you want it. Bark if you want it. Yeah, that's what my coochie was on. So I was, mind you, tipsy. And so we're trolling these cops, right? We're trolling these cops. Really I think me and Rosa was trolling these cops. And there was a tree. Like, we had moved a little bit closer to them, but we weren't all the way over there, right? So there was a tree, and I was like, I think I said to the cop, I yelled, I was like, if my homegirl give me a boost and I climb this tree, you won't arrest me? I was saying dumb shit. I was like, do you cuff in the front or the back? I was really on my bullshit. And so eventually one of them was like, we can't hear you from down here. And so we go over and we talk to them. And, of course, I make my little beeline to the one I wanted to talk to. I was like, now I want to see about you. I want to see about you. Pretty smile. When I tell you, there's nothing better than a tall, dark, and handsome man with a real pretty smile. When I tell you, oh girl, can I pet that dog? Oh my God. No, like a tall, dark, handsome man with a real pretty smile is like really my kryptonite. I'm not gonna hold you. As soon as I see that, me and Regina, we get to looking at each other and be like, girl, do you see what I see? Yeah. Ooh. And he had me. The lust had me real bad at that moment. And so we had a conversation. It wasn't nothing. It was probably something stupid. I was asking him to hold his taser and all types of stupid shit. Like, how fast does your car go? Can this beat a scat pack? I'm on my bullshit. So of course, eventually we exchanged numbers, and that was that. I didn't think anything of it. I think that he had called me or something after I got to my car and on my way home. And then the next day, obviously, the day after the club, any plans that I made while I was at the club or while I was inebriated, girl, them was drunk plans. I'm not really sticking to that. No, I'm not trying to go to brunch. No, if I gave you my number, I didn't mean it. That was drunk 99. That was not me. That was not her. However, with him, some guys, they really think the shit is real. So I didn't expect the next morning for him to call me. Like, I think he FaceTimed me. He FaceTimed me and we get to talking and he's smiling on the camera. I'm smiling right back. I said, ooh, he's so fine. He's so fine. I want to pet that dog. And at that moment, I did not know what capacity I wanted to deal with him in, right? At this time too, I'm coming off of like a situationship, so to speak, with somebody that to this day I really love and care about. And so my emotions were running really high. I think the MAGA cop really served as the rebound that I needed at the time, which is why I kept him around for so long, because I had this desire for affection. I had this desire for someone. I just needed somebody to touch me. I needed somebody to hold me. And so I think I had gone over his house one night. He had told me, like, this was very early on. He had asked me, he was like, come over here. And I was like, boy, I'm not coming over here to hunch on you. What you think this is, boy? I'm trying to keep my wits about me, even though I knew in my heart of hearts that it really wasn't gonna be him. It was really gonna be me. So he was like, girl, I'm not on that. I just want to, see you. Girl, so I go over there and we ended up spooning, girl. And he held me. I remember he held me so tight and it just felt so good. And part of the reason why it felt so good is because it's what I wanted from the man I actually wanted to be with that I couldn't be with or I wasn't with. It's what I needed in that moment. And so that's why I kind of let it go on, because I remember telling myself, I just need this. Like, I just need someone to hold me right now. Like, I really just need someone to scratch my back. It wasn't, in the beginning, it was less about, like, of course there was a lot of lust, right? A lot of lust. But it was also more about needing affection, needing like someone to hug me, someone to kiss me, somebody to like show me that affection that I've been like kind of craving this whole time from someone that I couldn't get it from. And lust was a driving force that kept him in my life after I found out he was a MAGA man. Now, I know what you're thinking. Naya, he's a cop. Of course he's a Trump supporter. Girl, it did not click to me. I saw a tall, dark, and handsome man. I said, black man. And if you know anything about Georgia, the cops in Georgia are made fine, girl. They're made fine. They're built fine, girl. So, God forbid a girl wants to take one for a whirl. You know what I'm saying? However, yeah, turns out he was a Trump supporter. He came over to my apartment one night and he had a Trump shirt on. And I was baffled. I was appalled. I was like, what the hell? What the hell, say? Like, what the hell is going on here? Why do you have that on? And why are you in my apartment with that shit on? Like, come on. This is not very bonita of you. I don't like this. I hate it, actually. And so he came over. He had that on. And we had a discussion on the phone earlier. And he had said something about his political views. And he said he didn't want to talk about it. He was like, I don't want to talk about it because we're not going to agree. We can just move forward. And the running thing with him was that the reason why we couldn't work out is because I couldn't get over our differences of opinions. But here's the thing, okay? When you are dealing with someone intimately, you need to share the same opinions and moral values. It does not make sense for me to be in the bed tussling with a man who actively voted against me and betrayed me at the polls. That does not make sense, okay? It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense for me to be actively tussling and rolling around with a man who hates me, right? It don't make sense. But let me tell you, that's why your brain is up here and your Gucci's down there, because shit not meant to make sense down there, girl. We're not trying to make sense. We're trying to make something else, okay? And so that's why he stuck around for so long. But even in that moment when he came over, we ended up getting into an argument. We ended up getting into an argument about it. And he basically said his whole spiel. And my face was on. When I tell you my face was on stuck, I was like, what? I was like, huh? What are you talking about? I said, oh yeah, this man is a dumbass. I said, oh yeah, he a big dummy. I said, he a big, fine dummy. God damn. Like, oh, what's worse than meeting a man, he's fine, and he has a good job, and everything seems to check out, and then you find out he's a dumbass. You find out this man, as soon as he starts speaking, it's just like, wah, wah, wah. What the hell? Boy, you could have just shut up and stayed fine. Now you done ruined my image of you. Damn. And so I put his ass out at 3 a.m. I put his ass out. He went home. He texted me, putting me out. That's wrong. Da, 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 da. But here's the thing. This is how I know that man got low self-esteem. Because even through all this time of me terrorizing him, he still let me back in. And some people will say, oh, that's because he's a man and he still gets to, bump uglies with you. So he's the ultimate winner. Is he the ultimate winner? Is he? Because at the end of the day, I'm controlling the access. And I'm also like being absurdly disrespectful. When I say I terrorize this man, once I knew he couldn't be my man, and once I knew that he was a MAGA-supportin, Trump toe-in, dumbass, I decided, okay, I'm not quite ready for him to stop scratching my back. So I'm going to keep him around. But in the meantime, I'm going to make him my hoe. And I'm going to terrorize his ass because he deserved to be terrorized. And you know what? I'm not going to flex. I'm not going to lie. This is toxic, but I am a believer that some men are so horrible that they deserve to be terrorized. Some men deserve to be just, ooh, take that motherfucker down through there. I'm talking about terrorize his whole entire life. I'm talking about be as cruel as you can to that man. It ain't right. It ain't right. Yes, it is toxic, but we all got a little bit of toxic in us, don't we? When I say I was terrorizing this man, I mean, I would pop in and out of his life. Like, I would pop up and be like, hey, what you doing? And then go ghost, just block him. Probably wouldn't even respond to the message of him telling me what he was doing. I would just block him. Like, I would just pop up and just do like that breadcrumby thing. And it is crummy. It's a terrible thing to do. Men do this all the time to the ladies. And there are some ladies like me in this moment, but don't judge me. Listen to me, don't judge, because I've never done this before. I've never handled somebody like this before. But in this moment, I was like, this man is a terrible man. Ooh, I'm going to get my rocks off. I'm going to do something evil. And then I'm going to ask God for forgiveness after. Honestly, I was so childish with it because, girl, the things that I was doing to terrorize this man and get under his skin, I would randomly block him out of the blue and have him blocked for like a month. Unblock that man and text him. Just unblocking you to remind you that you still a dummy, bitch. Block him again. And then 2 weeks later, unblock him. Hey, what you doing? I miss you. And as soon as he tell me what he doing, say he missed me back. Block him again. And then like, I just had this thing about like, it was low-key a power dynamic because I knew no matter what I said to his ass, no matter how much I disrespected him, that he still was going to let me back in. Damn. In that moment, I ain't shit. I've grown since then. A lot. Thank God. I was on this like cycle of unblocking, blocking, and not like in the, oh, I'm just blocking him because he made me mad. No, blocking him because he was a dummy and I had no business speaking to him. But there were times where I'm like, Regina, miss you. What are you doing? I want you to scratch my back. What are you doing? Where are you at? I'm getting out of the club. I know you down here patrolling. What are you doing? Yeah, that's what I was on, and it was horrible. It was horrible. It was not my best moment, and I'm not going to advocate for this. It makes for a funny story. Yeah, but the moral of the story is if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And with that man, he had me in such a stupid situation. I remember I had gone over this man's house and it was late at night. It had to have been after the club, right? And we tussled. We did our thug thizzle, our 1-2 step. We get in the bed to go to sleep and I hear a knock on the door. Mind you, it had to have been like 4 a.m. I hear a knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. I sit up. I'm like, who is that? He look at me. He say, I don't know. They'll go away. I lay back down. I said, no, nigga, who is that? And can they get up in here? Because at this moment, I'm thinking, I'm going to have to fight. Like, I'm going to have to tussle. And not in a way that I like to. And so he looked on his Ring camera, it's his ex. When I tell you, Shawty stayed out there on the porch for 45 minutes. He told me, don't go out there. Don't turn on the lights. Just hold on in here and she gonna leave. I'm like, listen, my car outside. If Shawty do something to my car, because I'm thinking of what I would do. There's no way in hell I'm gonna show up to a man's house at 4 a.m, right? and see that he has another car with a furry steering wheel in the driveway and just sit there knocking on the door all night. Girl, I came to vandalize. When I tell you I'm keying cars, I'm popping tires, I'm breaking windows. Baby, I might even rip out your bushes out the damn yard. I came over here to get violent, to get active. I don't know why Shawty was just standing on the porch for so long looking dumb. Don't ever play yourself like that. You was knocking on the door for 45 minutes. You should have got active. That would have got him outside. It definitely would have got me outside. I told this man, as his ex was sitting on the porch knocking at that door and ringing that doorbell, I said, if she does anything to vandalize my car, you're going to have to call your entire squadron to come and get me off your ass. And her ass is next. And so I get up, I put my sweats on, I wrap up my braids because I'm ready to tussle. And I'm thinking to myself, Naya, why the fuck is you even in this situation, girl? You wasn't supposed to be over here. Isn't it crazy how whenever you're dealing with a man you ain't got no business dealing with, you always end up in a situation you're not even supposed to be in because you wasn't supposed to be at his house. Now you fight his baby mama. You're not supposed to be there in the first damn place. That's what happens. That's what happens because God will show you. God will show you. When you put yourself in stupid situations, he'll get real funny, real goofy with you. Real goofy with you. And shit is not going to be funny in the end. It's not going to be funny in the end. And I think after that situation, I had went over there once more and he just was being dumb or he didn't open the door for me or something. And I was like, okay, well, it's done for you. After that point, he had sent me this long message and was like, the reason why we can't work out is because you always so quick to get upset and da 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 da. And I texted him back. I was like, listen, the reason we can't work out is because you're a dummy, bitch. And I don't regret that either, because he is a dummy. God forgive me. But I was like, the reason why we can't work out is because you're an idiot. You're an idiot and you're childish. And while you are fine and I like bumping uglies with you, you don't do anything good for me. You don't do anything good for me. You don't bring anything good to my life. You are actually a terrible distraction and you ain't nothing but the devil. So I'm done with you. And I'm sure he didn't believe it. I'm sure he was so used to the back and forth that he thought I was going to unblock him. But girl, when I tell you I quit that man, I put that motherfucker on ice, babe. I said, oh, you're done. And I haven't talked to him since. That was like earlier this year. And do I miss him? Absolutely not. Do I miss that dog? No, I actually don't. And we actually may talk about this in another bonus episode. I'm gonna give y'all an update. I think maybe the bonus episodes will be the episodes that we use for the real salacious stuff. Cause I want to tell y'all a little bit more about this non-existent unhappy sex life I have right now. And maybe we'll touch on that in another bonus episode. I know the story time is all over the place, but my battery dying, so auntie gotta go, and I have to go to work. But when I tell you, let this be a lesson to you, okay? Don't deal with people simply off of attraction. Lust will get you into terrible situations. Lust will have you in a parking lot of a man's house or apartment that you have no business being in. Lust will have you doing a drive-by, okay? Love will have you doing worse. But lust, okay, will have you doing goofy shit for goofy niggas that you ain't got no business. You ain't got no business being there, girl. Let that go. And I think that's why God has like given me this lackluster sex life that I'm having right now, because he really just want to sit me down. Because if you know anything about me, you know in the beginning of the podcast, I was having a time and I was telling y'all all about it. Not anymore. So yeah. Girl, I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. I know that story time was a rant and a ramble. I just wanted to get through it real quick because I gotta go. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was funny for you. And a reminder that you don't like that man, you just want to pet that dog, don't do it. Okay, girl? Because if he's bad for your spirit, if he's bad for your heart, if he's bad for your finances, if he's bad for your social life, he's not for you, girl. It don't matter if he's walking around on 3 legs. If his spirit ain't right, he's going to ruin your life. I will see y'all in the next bonus. Love you.